President William Ruto has made new changes in government where he has promoted the following. Mr. Amos Gov't has been promoted from Principal Secretary Public Service to Deputy Head of the Public Service in the Executive Office of the President. Now, Professor Edward Kisiangani has been appointed a Senior Advisor and member of President Council of Economic Advisors. Now, the following have been nominated to the position of Principal Secretaries. We have Dr. Jane Kare Imbunya, who has been nominated to the State Department for Public Service and Human Capital Development in the Ministry of Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs. We have Miss Regina Akoth Ombam. She has been nominated to the State Department for Trade in the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. We have Mr. Cyril Wagunda Udede, who has been nominated to the State Department for Public Investment, Asset Management, the National Treasury Economic Planning. We have Dr. Caroline Wanjiru Karugu, who has been nominated to the State Department for East African Community Affairs in the Ministry of EAC Affairs and the ASALs and also Regional Development. We have Dr. Oluga Frederick Ohuma, who has been nominated to the State Department for Medical Services in the Ministry of Health. We have Mr. Ahmed Adisalan Ibrahim, who has been nominated to the State Department for National Government Coordination in the Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. We have Ms. Judith Nayo Pareno, Justice. She has been nominated to the State Department of Justice, Human Rights and Constitutional Affairs in the Office of the Attorney General and State Department for Justice. We have Dr. Boniface Makoa, who has been nominated to the State Department for Economic Planning, the National Treasury and Economic Planning. That is the State Department of National Treasury and Economic Planning, where CS John Badi is in charge of that particular department. We have Professor Abdul Razak Shaukat, who has been nominated to the State Department for Science, Research and Innovation in the Ministry of Education. We have Mr. Stephen Isaboke, who has been nominated to the State Department for Broadcasting, Telecommunication in the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, which is being led by CS William Kabogo, who served as a pioneer governor in Kiambu County. We have Mr. Michael Lena Salon, who has been nominated to the State Department for Devolution in the Office of the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. We have Mr. Fikirini Katoi Kahindi Jacobs, who has been nominated to the State Department for Youth Affairs in the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Remember, Fikirini Jacob is someone who is known, especially during his time in university, where he was expelled twice, and is also close to former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. We have CPA Karen Agengo Acheng. She has been nominated to the State Department for Children Welfare Services in the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. We have Mr. Aden Abdi Miller, who has been nominated to the State Department for Shipping and Maritime Affairs in the Ministry of Mining, Economy, in the Ministry of Mining, Economy and Maritime Affairs. Now we have people who have been reassigned, and that one we have Professor Julius Bitok, who has been reassigned to the State Department for Basic Education in the Ministry of Education. Now I think they are swapping with the one who is now going to another State Department, that is Belio Kipsang. We have Mr. Teresia Mbaika, who has been reassigned to the State Department for Aviation Aerospace Development in the Ministry of Roads and Transport. We have Mr. Ismail Madei, who has been reassigned to the State Department for special programs in the Ministry of Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs. We have Mr. Harry Kimtai, who has been reassigned to the State Department for Mining in the Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs. Then we have Mr. Elijah Mwangi, who has been reassigned to the State Department for Sports in the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Then we have Dr. Belio Kipsang, who I was talking about earlier. They have swiped with Professor Julius Bitok. Now, Dr. Belio Kipsang will be serving to the State Department for Immigration and Citizens Services in the Ministry of Interior, a national administration which is being led by CS Kipchumba Murkomen. Now we have foreign service ambassadors, consuls general and deputy heads of mission. We have Susana Muhicha Wafula. She is a former health cabinet secretary in President William Ruto's administration. She has been nominated to be a permanent representative, the permanent mission of Kenya to the UN Habitat in Nairobi. Then we have Mr. James Biakene Muhati, who has been nominated to go to Consul General Guangzhou in the People's Republic of China. Then we have Mr. Abdi Dubat Fido, who has been also nominated to go to Consul General Arusha, United Republic of Tanzania. And we have Engineer Peter Tu, who has been nominated to go to Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo, as an ambassador. Then we have Mr. Fred Kombudo, who has been nominated to become the deputy head of mission in Brussels, Belgium. Then we have Geoffrey Eyanae Kaituko, who has also been nominated by the head of state to go to become the deputy head of mission in Rome, Italy. Remember, President William Ruto has made these new changes in regards to what Kenyans are now terming as expanding the broad-based government, because after they signed a memorandum of understanding together with the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, it was inevitable to see these changes. Now that is what we know right here on Kenya Digital News. The head of state has made new changes. We shall see how Kenyans will react to these latest changes in government. My name is Ojwang Odero and this is Kenya Digital News.